Psalm 27. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid?
When the wicked advance against me to devour me, it is my enemies and my foes who will stumble and fall.
Though an army besiege me, my heart will not fear. Though war break out against me, even then I will be confident.
One thing I ask from the Lord, this only do I seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to gaze on the beauty of the Lord, and to seek him in his temple.
For in the day of trouble he will keep me safe in his dwelling. He will hide me in the shelter of his sacred tent, and set me high upon a rock.
Then my head will be exalted above the enemies who surround me. At his sacred tent I will sacrifice with shouts of joy. I will sing and make music to the Lord.
Hear my voice when I call, Lord, be merciful to me and answer me.
My heart says of you, seek his face. Your face, Lord, I will seek.
Do not hide your face from me. Do not turn your servant away in anger. You have been my helper. Do not reject me or forsake me, God my Saviour.
Though my father and mother forsake me, the Lord will receive me.
Teach me your way, Lord. Lead me in a straight path because of my oppressors.
Do not turn me over to the desire of my foes, for false witnesses rise up against me, spouting malicious accusations.
I remain confident of this. I will see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living.
Wait for the Lord. Be strong and take heart, and wait for the Lord. Well, hello, my name is Jeremy, and that was my son Jack helping me read this psalm. And this psalm, like so many, was written by somebody who was in trouble. He was having problems. What that trouble was, we don't know. But his enemies were all around him, he said. They were spreading malicious gossip, and they were wanting to devour his flesh, so it all seems pretty tough. At first reading, he seems to have a rock-solid faith that will get him through. He says things like, "The Lord is my salvation, the Lord is my strength, and I shall not be afraid." Wouldn't we all like to make statements like that? Spiritually, on first reading, he seems a really together sort of guy. And yet, when you read on, you find uncertainty creeping in. Maybe just like the way his enemies are creeping in too. He says, almost pleadingly, pathetically, "Hear my voice, O Lord, when I call, and leave me not, and hide not your face from me, and do not hand me over to your oppressors." It seems, on the one hand, he strives to have a really strong relationship with God, yet at the same time he's beset by doubts about whether God will in fact be with him. That is the sort of faith that so many of us have. At times of great need, we find ourselves torn between a love and a trust in God on the one hand, and a wondering where he is on the other, and will he act? And because of this doubt and turmoil, we can find ourselves wondering if our faith is really worth anything. Are we just skeptics, really? Do we really believe in God? But I believe that's the wrong response. Being in that dilemma with a desire for strong faith on the one hand, but doubts on the other, doesn't mean our faith is deficient or inadequate. It doesn't mean we're drifting from God. It just means we're like so many others. It just means that we're like this person here, right in the heart of the Psalms. And when we have these wobbly times, what should we do? Well, I would suggest we should do two things. We should look backwards and we should look forwards. Looking back, our memories of how God has worked in the past can be so important. They can be like a bridge that take us over the troubled waters of life. God has done it before. He will do it again. And looking forward, we can do so with hope. God is a God of hope. And we can get great encouragement from that. The psalmist finished with a prayer of hope that is as true to us today as it is for him. I believe that I shall see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Amen.